Good morning, my dear students. I welcome all of you to today's science class. Children, we are doing the revisions of the chapters which are going to come for term 1 exam. We have done the revision of the chapter 1, 2 and 3. And today we are going to do the revision of chapter number 5. Chapter number 4 will be done in the live class. So, chapter number 5 is coal and petroleum. So, let us begin the class by discussing what is resource. Resource is the source or supply from which we can benefit in some way. It can be categorized into two main types, that is natural resource and man-made resource. A resource which we get from the nature such as wind, air, water, soil are natural resource, and a man-made resource is something which is made by human for their consumption. They are not available in nature. Now, again, the natural resource is categorized into two types depending on their limits, whether it is found in limited supply in nature or not. Yes, so it is divided into inexhaustible natural resource and exhaustible natural resource. So what are inexhaustible natural resource? The resources that is found abundantly in nature and will not exhaust is called inexhaustible resource. So it won't get exhausted by the use of human. So those are called inexhaustible natural resource. For example, air, water. And exhaustible natural resource are those which are limited and can get exhausted by the use of human. So such are called exhaustible natural resource. For example, forest, wildlife, then fossil fuels like coal, petroleum, these are all exhaustible natural resource. Now, since we have talked about the fossil fuel like coal and petroleum, what is fuel? Yes, so a fuel is any substance that releases large amount of energy in the form of heat and light when it is burned. For example, coal and petroleum are fossil fuels. And for fuels can be classified into three types, that is solid fuel, liquid fuel and gaseous fuel. So the fuel which exists in solid state at room temperature is called solid fuel. For example, coal, firewood, animal dung cakes, charcoal, coke. So these are all examples of solid fuel. Liquid fuel. These are volatile liquids that produce vapor which burns and produces energy. For example, petrol, diesel, kerosene. Gaseous fuel. These are the fuels that exist in the form of a gas or as a mixture of different gaseous fuel. For example, natural gas, biogas, CNG, coal gas. So these are all examples of gaseous fuel. Now let's see how coal is formed. So coal is formed from the remains of dead plants. 300 million years ago, before the dinosaurs existed, many plants died in a swampy area. And then as the years pass, over millions of years, the plants were buried under water and dirt. So you can see that the dead plants are buried under dirt and water, and then the pressure on those dead remains increased. As a result of that, it got turned into solid substance called coal. So this is how coal is formed. Now there are different types of coal depending on the percentage of carbon which is present in it. Yes, so the different types of coal are pit, lignite, bituminous and anthracite. And in between also there is a coal called steam coal which is produced. So these are the types of coal which is formed depending on the percentage of carbon which is present. The quality of the coal also varies. Uses of coal. So what are the uses of coal? Why coal is so precious? It is used as fuel to cook food. It is used in thermal power plants to produce electricity. It is used as fuel in various industries, and once it was used as fuel to run steam-powered railway engines also. Now, when coal is processed, various products are obtained like coke, coal tar and coal gas, and these are used by many industries. So let's see how it is produced. Coal is first heated strongly in absence of oxygen. Then solid residue coke and hot vapor is obtained. Now the hot vapor is cooled and bubbled through water, and then insoluble gas, that is coal gas, is obtained. Also condensed liquid is obtained. So now the condensed liquid is allowed to stand, and then two layers are formed. The upper layer is liquor ammonia and the lower layer is coal tar. So in this way, when coal is processed, we get coke and then coal gas and also coal tar, and these products are used for various purposes. Now let us look at the uses of coke, coal tar and coal gas. So coke is a tough, porous and black substance, and almost it is pure carbon. It is used in the manufacture of steel and in extraction of many metals. The processing of coal to get coke also yields coal gas. Coal tar. It is a black, thick liquid with unpleasant smell. It is a mixture of about 200 substances. It yields many products that are used as raw material to manufacture drug, then explosive, naphthalene balls, perfume, synthetic dyes, paints, plastics, roofing materials, then photographic materials. Yes, and earlier coal tar was used for metalling the roads, but now bitumen is used for this purpose, and bitumen is a petroleum product. Now, what are the uses of coal gas? So, it is also a byproduct of coal, and it is used in many industries as fuel, mainly used as heat source. Yes, it's not used as a light source, but mainly it is used as heat source. But once it was used for street lighting. It was first used for this purpose in London in 1810 and for the first time in New York in 1820. What will happen if the coal reserves get depleted? Since we have looked into the uses of coal, it also produces many byproducts which is again used for different purposes. So what if the coal reserves get depleted? So coal being a major source of energy in industry as well as rural area, and not only this, it also serves various other purposes like the synthesis of synthetic oil, natural gas, coke, coal tar and coal gas. Yes, if the amount of coal gets depleted, it would become very difficult for us to produce energy for various purposes. So, coal should be conserved. It should be used in an efficient manner. Now, what substances are released on burning coal? So, we have studied about the uses of coal. Now, every substance has a use and harmful effects. Yes, that means advantage and disadvantage. So what substances are released on burning coal? So harmful gases like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide and sulfur dioxide are produced when coal is burned, and it causes air pollution. Now let's discuss about the next fossil fuel, that is petroleum. So petroleum is also exhaustible natural resource, and it is also known as crude oil, and it is formed from the remains of ancient marine organisms. Now let's see how it is formed. So around 300 to 400 million years ago in ocean, many tiny sea plants and animals died and were buried on the ocean floor. Over time, they were covered by layers of silt and sand. So you can see in the picture that the animals that died in water 300 to 400 million years ago are then covered by sand and silt. Yes, a layer of sand and silt is formed over the dead remains, and as a result the dead remains got buried deeper and deeper, and the enormous heat and pressure turned it into oil or petroleum and gas, that is the natural gas. And today we drill down through layers of sand, silt and rock to reach the rock formation that contains the oil and the gas deposits. Yes, now the first oil in the world was drilled in Pennsylvania in USA in 1859. Second oil well in the world was drilled in Makum, Assam, India in 1867. In India, the oil is found in Assam, Gujarat, Mumbai High and river basin of Godavari and Krishna. So you can see here Assam, Gujarat, Bombay High and the river basin of Godavari and Krishna oil wells are found. What are the constituents of petroleum and what are its uses? So if we talk about the constituents and its uses, petroleum contains many different components, and that are liquid petroleum gas LPG, which is used as fuel at home and in industries also. Petrol is used as fuel in motor vehicles and aviation industries, and also as solvent in dry cleaning. Kerosene is used as fuel in stove and lamps and also in jet aircrafts. Diesel is used as fuel in electric generator as well as heavy motor vehicles. Then lubricating oil is used for lubrication in machinery. Paraffin wax is used to manufacture ointment, candies and then Vaselines also. Bitumen is used to manufacture paints and for road surfacing. So these are the constituent of petroleum and its uses. Now let's go to the next part of the chapter, that is the natural gas. So natural gas is also produced along with petroleum. Natural gas is a fuel found naturally as a hydrocarbon gas mixture in the oil wells. Its main constituent is methane. Now, why is natural gas important as a fossil fuel? Natural gas is considered important as fossil fuel because it can be easily transported through pipes. It is stored as CNG, which is used for several purposes and also used as a starting material for manufacturing many chemicals and fertilizers. Natural gas does not cause pollution and has a very high calorific value. That means it produces lots of energy. Now, why is CNG useful? Uses of CNG are many. It is used as fuel to generate power. Then it is a cleaner fuel for transport vehicle. It causes less pollution than petrol and diesel. It is a fuel in homes and industries which can be supplied through pipes, and also CNG pipelines is already existing in Vadodara in Gujarat and some other parts of India. Why is CNG considered as a cleaner fuel? Natural gas is considered better than coal and petroleum because it results in less amount of pollution than the other fossil fuels. It also emits 50% less carbon dioxide, sulfur and nitrogen dioxide in air. Now, in India, there are vast reserves of natural gas and it is found in Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Tripura, river delta of Godavari and Krishna. Now we have discussed about the uses of the fossil fuel. There are also consequences of burning of fossil fuel. So the two main consequences are increase in air pollution and global warming. Now when fossil fuel is burned, lots of smoke is produced and also harmful gases like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, sulfur, nitrogen dioxide is produced. Yes, and that pollutes the air. Now it also causes global warming. So when fossil fuel is burned, it also produces carbon dioxide, which is a greenhouse gas. So what the carbon dioxide do is that when the sun's ray falls on the earth, it heats up the surface of the earth, and some of the heat also reflects back. So if lots of carbon dioxide is present in the atmosphere, it will trap the heat and it will not allow the heat to move back, and as a result it will increase the temperature of the earth as a whole. So, as we have seen that fossil fuels are very useful, no doubt there are disadvantages, but it is also used for various purposes. We should conserve the fossil fuel. Now, how can we save petrol and diesel while driving? Drive at constant and moderate speed. Maintain tire pressure at correct levels. Switch off the engine when you are waiting at places such as traffic light. Do regular maintenance of the vehicle. Now, fossil fuels can only last for 100 years only. Why is it so? Fossil fuel are firstly exhaustible resources, which mean that they are not present in abundant quantities on the earth. They take hundreds and thousands of years to replenish. It does not get formed in few years. Yes, and the rate at which they are being consumed today is increasing at a very rapid pace, and there are chances that one day will come that the fossil fuel will completely get exhausted from the earth, and this is why we need to conserve the fossil fuel. Yes, and this is also the reason why it will not last longer. So this is what we have in this chapter, and we have completed the revision of this chapter. I hope all of you have understood what has been explained. Thank you and have a great day.